Well, hey fans, welcome back to another movie review, and today we're talking about Project Hail Mary. So Project Hail Mary is a sci-fi film directed by Lord and Miller, starring Ryan Gosling, Sandra Hüller, James Ortiz, and many other names, and it follows this science teacher named Ryland Grace, who is approached by the government to study this new spacefaring amoeba that is eating the sun. And of course, when they figure out more about this amoeba, they realize that it's actually eating all the suns in the galaxy, and they need to figure out a way to stop it. There is a singular sun out there that is not being affected, and they wish to man a mission to this sun to see if they can figure out what's going on so they can possibly save Earth. Now, he is a scientist. He is hired to study it, but somehow he ends up in outer space on this mission. And when he wakes up, he has amnesia. He's not really sure why he's on the mission. And as an audience, we figure it out as he starts to remember his past. And of course, while he is on this mission, he meets a little alien named Rocky. And I have to say, wow, this was an amazing film. I truly love Project Hail Mary. Ryan Gosling is a star. Lord and Miller are fantastic directors. This is going to be a Best Picture nominee. This is going to get a couple of other Oscar nominations. Maybe Sandra Hüller for Best Supporting Actress, Ryan Gosling for Leading Actor. And just to start, I really enjoyed the story. I think that his name is Andy Weir. He also wrote The Martian, which was, adapted into a film by Ridley Scott with Matt Damon. It is a similar vein where you have a scientist who's stuck far away from Earth and has to figure out a way to survive. A very similar plot, although also vastly different in how they are explored. Of course, one person's on Mars, the other person's at the far edge of the galaxy. And I just think it was well written and very well adapted. I did not read the book. I almost purchased it to read it, but most of the time, I really just enjoy watching the film version and reading the book after. So I may still check out the book after. But I think Ryan Gosling did a fantastic job. He is pretty much doing his Ryan Gosling shtick. The lovable guy. He's a little bit silly, but actually pretty cool, pretty smart. And I think he played the role well. He was serious in the serious moments. He gave great emotional performances in specific scenes in the film that I don't want to spoil, but they're emotional in that you understand why he's feeling that way, but they're also funny. And that is, if you've ever been to a funeral, there's laughter and there's crying. He's displaying all the ranges of human emotions, almost like you're watching Inside Out. But yeah, I thought he did a great job. Sandra Hüller, her role is smaller, but it was also pretty enjoyable. You can see the seriousness of how much she thinks this mission needs to succeed and what would happen if it does not, why Ryland is the one that they need to send on this mission when they have no other choice, and why they believe in him even when he does not. There's a beautiful scene where she, after speaking with him, she decides to go hang out with the crew and sings a song. I think that was a very wonderful scene to see. And yeah, and to mention who is the standout in this film, it is Rocky. It is Rocky, that little alien who is not CGI. It is a puppet that they created, like old school Yoda, but better. Rocky is amazing. James Ortiz, who he's the main puppeteer and the final voice that they choose for Rocky, because they go through like Meryl Streep and other things on his little computer thing that he creates to figure out a voice. But he's amazing. He's lovable. He's sweet. He's silly. I think moving forward, when you have your all-time great aliens that kids and people remember and enjoy. You got Yoda, you got E.T., Baby Yoda, Grogu, a lot of Star Wars people in there. But Rocky will become one of those characters. This is what is going to draw more families to this movie, is relationship between Ryland and Rocky and how they work together to solve the issues to save both of their planets. And overall, even coming to how they learn more about each other's, planet, their families, how they got in their situations, why they're both the only people left on their crew. I think it all comes together well. And I've said this in many posts in the past, but specifically for this movie, this is why the Academy needs to add a motion capture and voiceover category to the Oscars. We need that category added. And like I said, motion capture or voiceover. Or if you do both, that's great. But James Ortiz needs an Oscar for this performance as Rocky, because it is truly amazing. And just like Ryan Gosling, very heartfelt, very emotional. I felt for this character many times throughout the movie, and I just wanted to see him succeed. I wanted to see them both succeed. Lord and Miller, fantastic directors. I don't know why. They just keep winning. You got Project Hail Mary, you got the Spider-Verse movies. Why would you kick them off Solo? 2122 Jump Street. These are great movies. They've done great movies. I still don't understand why they're kicked off Solo. This film looks great. The cinematography is great. The shots look great. The comedy is great. The writing it's a good adaptation. This is going to be a Best Picture nominee. Like I said, they will also be Oscar nominated for this because it just, everything worked. It looked beautiful, and I saw it in IMAX, and I definitely recommend that you see this movie in IMAX. I think like this, it has to be seen in IMAX first. It has to be seen in IMAX first. And I can't wait to watch this again. It is truly a wonderful watch. In terms of a score, I'm going to give Project Hail Mary a perfect 10 out of 10. It's perfect 10 out of 10. Very enjoyable from start to finish. I wouldn't say that there are any boring parts. The science is not too sciencey. You can definitely understand what's going on. It is not as realistic, I would say, as The Martian, because you are dealing with aliens, of course, but it is very easy to follow. It does not go over your head. But yeah, real love Project Hail Mary. Apparently has another book called Artemis. I hope it is adapted too, and I think Lord and Miller actually have option to do that one as well, so we will see, and I hope they get it. I'd like to thank you guys again for joining me for this movie review. Remember, you can find the full review on YouTube and the website, flipfrogllc.com/flixfrog. Remember, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Reddit. And please, pretty please, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'll be seeing you.